Hey guys, Daniel Vadnal here for Fitness Facts. In today's video, I'm going to cover the most common mistakes people make with the hollow body hold. And I'm going to teach you how to perfect your technique so you don't make the mistakes and that you can really get the most out of your core training. Let's get to it. Okay, the first mistake is very common, and unlike most core exercises, it's the neck position. People will tend to adopt one of two positions. Those that look down at their feet are in an unnecessary amount of neck flexion. On the other hand, when fatigue sets in, the gooseneck happens. This is a compensation people adopt to make up for a lack of hollow body alignment in their trunk. This is a great way to cheat yourself into thinking you're in a hollow body, when in reality, you're just training your neck, bro. A great setup cue is to slide the back of your head up the floor, and then your chin will naturally compress and the head will lift off the floor. Keep in mind it's just a very small range of motion that you need, and you'll feel a vague ache in the front of your throat. This is probably the most common mistake I see when beginners do hollow body holds. When someone tells me that they can hold a hollow body hold for several minutes, I can almost guarantee they're getting into a posture which requires less muscular effort. By resting the shoulders flush against the floor, the exercise is way easier. The core does not need to work very hard to maintain this position because you've got a large contact area of support. Instead, what I want you to do is hover the shoulder blades off the ground. This places the core in a more shortened position, forcing you to work harder. By making this small yet essential change to your technique, you're going to get the full benefits of this anti-extension exercise. Breathing is a very, very important part of getting the most out of your core work. Shallow breathing is a bad habit to get into, and it's something that I see happen all the time. Even worse than this is people holding their breath throughout the entire duration of their set. Think to yourself, how is this practical? Are you really going to last a 30-second working set by holding your breath? I mean, you might, but it's unlikely the optimal way to go about your training. To break things down further, breathing into the chest generally results in shallower breaths. When you do this, you're likely to fatigue quicker, and I can guarantee you'll definitely perceive the exercise to be a lot harder than it actually needs to be. I urge you guys to make breathing into your stomach a priority. It's okay for the last aspect of the breath to come through the chest, but really try and think of breathing deep into the stomach. When you do this, you'll get a much better contraction in your abs, and sustaining tension throughout the entire body will just seem a lot easier. Lower back and pelvis positioning in the hollow body hold is a must to understand. Arching the lower back with a large space between your back and the floor is a massive error. When you do this, your core is working at a fraction of the amount that it should in this position, and it also reinforces this arching habit that we're really trying to unlearn. Posteriorly tilt the pelvis and flatten your back against the ground. This should be your go-to mental cue while you're holding the exercise. Before each set of hollow body holds, I always like to arch my lower back and then set the correct position. This way my body is aware of what position I should not be in, which is equally as important as knowing what position I should be in. This next tip ties in with maintaining correct form. Beginners will lower their legs immediately to the ground without the necessary strength to do so. I want you to bring your legs as low to the ground as you can without losing form. That is the position I want you to hold for time. As you progress, work on lowering towards the ground if you can maintain the form standards that we're going for. Next up, it's the lower body. For some reason, people neglect lower body tension when they're doing their core work, and it's a big mistake. Full body tension is really important with our core work because it transfers directly to our general training. Don't make the mistake of having floppy, untensioned legs. You need to remember that the adductors tie into your pelvis and actually help generate core stability. By forcefully squeezing your legs together throughout the entire set, you're going to increase your core stability, full body tension, and you're going to have an easier time holding your hollow body hold. Bent legs is also pretty common because people subconsciously want to make the exercise easier by shortening the lever arm. As with squeezing the legs together, make sure that your legs are extended straight by squeezing the quads. I also find that when you slightly point the ankles, it helps make sure that your leg extension is on point. Okay, so to recap what we've learnt in this video, I want you to go through this checklist every time you go to do your hollow body holds. First, create a double chin. I know it looks funny, but hey, at least thousands of people don't get to see yours on a YouTube video. Next, hover your shoulder blades off the ground, and remember, all it takes is a small amount of movement here to fire up your core. Make sure that your lower back is flush against the ground. At this stage, I also want you to start focusing on deep, forceful breaths into your stomach, and you should be doing that throughout the entire set. Squeeze the legs together and extend them straight. Lower down as far as your level of strength allows. What else can I say, guys? Find your happy place, resist the urge to break form, and put in that work. Thanks guys for watching. Drop a thumbs up below on this video to show your support. Subscribe to Fitness FAQ's YouTube page if you aren't already. Click that bell button to never miss a video. And if you guys want to learn more, go to fitnessfaqs.tv to learn how to build strength, build muscle, and master your body weight.